Alright, what's good my people, welcome back to the vlog. This is episode 3 of Bali Travels. Ignore the roosters in the background, I'm about to go assassinate them right after I take this clip. But yeah, if you haven't seen already, I've been incredibly ill over the past like 2-3 days.
Okay, we're done.
I just got 2 cameras on. Had a very bad case of Bali belly. And yeah, I had to call a doctor over to my house. I got an IV drip and I was literally bed bound for like 2 days. Not gonna lie, it was not fun, boys. But as you can see, we're here in the new villa. It looks pretty fresh, to be fair. Like it's not the worst, but little stories, they kind of lied to us about this crib. Let me step inside for a second. So essentially, we're paying $3 grand a month to stay at this crib, which is relatively fair. But to be honest, the pictures aren't exactly what was described, like the little sunken living room area and like some of this shit over here. They used some little photography skills to make it look a little bit nicer than it was. But even besides from that, they never told us there was a fucking rooster area next to us. They didn't tell us there was a whole rooster farm of literally 30 roosters. I'll run the clip right now. But yeah, they just straight up lied. They didn't mention it. And now I'm sitting here on Airbnb trying to like open up a case and get a refund of the $3 grand so we can move somewhere else because it's driving me mental. We've been here for 2 days and I can't handle it, bro. Yeah, I'm trying to figure out a solution. Worst case scenario, I'm just gonna hold the L, take a 3K loss, quick 1.5% on like US 30 longs or some shit, and just leave, bro, because I can't do it, bro. This boys just finished the gym, just getting a quick little late night trim.
Sharp, man.
Oh yeah, lovely. Not gonna lie, that stings like a bitch. Brother, your clipper's very sharp. Yeah, I'm not gonna lie, it's tweaking, yeah. Just firm it. Yeah.
Be quiet, man.
Yeah, can't hold you sharp, man. Alright my people, we are out here. It's another day here in Bali. I don't know what the last thing you guys saw was. It's probably the mental asylum, aka Rooster Village that we left. Been at this new crib now for maybe the past 2 days, just settling in, getting into the flow of things. Did end up taking a trade yesterday live on call. It was a Nasdaq long, closed out at around 1R just because there wasn't really much volume and I just felt like getting out. But it did secure me $2,000 total profit on my Alpha Capital Group account, which I'm going to process my payout on that today, which is pretty lovely because it was like a 20-minute trade and I got back from gym late and it's like, bro, fucking love the trader lifestyle, man. But yeah, I'll give you guys a house tour when I get back from the gym. Today we're trying to fix our overall routine, so we woke up nice and early. Current time right now is like 9:40, which is pretty early for me, I'm not gonna lie. I've been up since like 9 AM. Sort our life out, shoot a bunch of content, and try to get back. And yeah, bloody hell, it's bright out. Alright boys, so just to update you, man, took a Nasdaq trade inside the academy, so we went live, we done a quick call. Obviously price didn't hit full take profit right here because as you can see, price was stalling out. We had some upside depletion. I literally tell within the first 15 minutes that we weren't going to break the structural high. So I did enter on my 300k Alpha account and I ended up getting out the trade relatively early just because, like I said, there was no volume. It was 11 PM Bali time. I was mad fucking tired. And as you can see, price would have come back anyway and stopped me out at break even. So I did secure some profit. I was going to leave it in the account as a buffer, but it turns out my payout day is literally today, being the following day. So fuck it, I might as well request the payout. But as you can see right here on my ACG account, I am up $2,000, exactly $2,012. 80% of my split is 1.6 thousand. So I'm gonna go ahead and request that literally right now on my back end.
Standing next to me. I go to war for what I love until the death of me.
Alright, yes boys, we just pulled up here to Alex Villa's Rentals. We're looking at getting a big boy motorbike and to this shit right here. I literally just upgraded my bike today for a big boy custom X Max with some neon light, and you guys are gonna see it later on. It's right there. Cameraman, look at that shit. Yeah, anyways, I just thought me and Sam might as well fuck around, have some fun, rent a little big boy motorbike for a week. So yeah, we're about to test drive it. Look at this shit, bro. This is all custom paintwork. This is no stock shit. Yeah, let's hope I ain't forgotten how to ride a... Nah, I'm just playing, bro. That's actually sick of this.
In Greece, testing the reach, spending breach that I made, putting pens to the sheets. Took a week to retreat from defending the breach.
So we pulled up the whole way here, and Silvio's getting a bit nervous, which is calm, innit? Like, I'm not trying to kill him on the fucking
just
bike.
For reference, that I've never ridden one of these like sports bikes my entire life.
You rode the YZF, the 125.
Oh yeah, I did ride that.
That's the exact same thing as you. It's just got more power.
Yeah. So I test rided a bike for like 2 minutes, and now I'm gonna get a big bike and whip it around Bali with the worst traffic in the world. sounds like such a bad idea.
Do you not think about this before we came here?
Yeah, no, that's why instantly I was like, no. And I was like, you know what, it would be hard for content. And then I was like, no, actually, what the fuck am I doing? So yeah, you do you, bro. Me personally,
You're not.
I'm out.
Get out. You don't want to do it. Silvio last moments. last moments. Recorded on camera.
It's not good.
No, that's not good. Sorry, I did not expect you to do that, man.
Yeah, okay. Let it go. It's okay.
Alright, cool.
Alright, let it go.
What happened there, bro?
I don't know, bro.
Bro, I knew it wasn't a good idea.
No, alright, that's
spazzed
it.
out.
So, sorry about that.
It's okay. I'm just kind of a bit shaky.
Yeah, same. Lads, so I'm not sure what you guys saw. I really hope I got that content of Sam trying to ride the bike. But yeah, bro literally pulled the J from the in-betweeners and just immediately accelerated on it. I was literally about to bulldoze. He was about to smash 2 custom bikes in one foul swift in first gear. Bro, no, that was real shit. What the fuck actually happened there, man?
Bro, I don't know. I'm just like the type of guy that like you can't just put me on a bike and be like, yeah, bit of that, and now you're good to go. Like I need like actual an understanding of how the whole bike works.
Like you've like ridden.
Yeah,
like
no,
you've got your
yeah.
CVT
Yeah,
as well.
no, I've got my CVT, and I don't know, it's all just gone out of the window. There was no muscle memory at all, and bro, I actually have no idea what happened. Like, I literally have no idea what happened. Like,
Bro, literally, he hopped on. I was like, cool, bro. Like, this is first gear. You rev it. Like, cool. This is what happens. I literally told you, first gear, just let out the clutch slightly, and you'll start moving.
did you see what happened?
Yeah, bro. He just started revving the bike in first, which obviously started jolting him forward, and then you panicked. And on the typical thing when you panic, which is to rev more, and then the other lady was on the other custom bike in front of him, and he was about to fucking crash into her, and then you swerved. Which is good, at least he didn't hit the lady.
Yeah, I mean, I actually managed to
And then
somehow,
he was
not
about to go into the wall and abandoned ship, literally hopped off the bike while it was still running.
Yeah, but I like, with all my might, I was like, hold
Yeah, and then like the bike started falling and he managed to hold it. And luckily he didn't hit anything, but that was so close to being a complete...
That would have been a
write-off.
complete catastrophe.
Yeah. And then she's like, yeah, you're not renting this. she was like, no.
I was like, yeah, good idea.
Yeah.
Well, guys, so post game interview, I actually could have been in generational debt there, honestly. Like, I would have knocked over all of those bikes and it would have just been long. So yeah, but I just had a weird vibe. Like, you should always trust your gut, I can't lie, because I just had a weird vibe on putting on that bike, and then I just was like, nah, it will just be fine. And it definitely wasn't about to be fine.
Alright lads, we just pulled up to Billyard Spot. I don't know what's going on here, but yeah, I'm just coming to link an old friend. I ain't seen him in years. I used to link him back in the old days when I was originally in Bali. Funnily enough, he's the first guy I ever taught how to trade. So yeah, let's go catch up with him. Come with me. Alright boys, so I just got back to the crib. As you can see right here, I flipped $500 to 1.5k. Still currently floating in profit. I'm debating closing out relatively soon because price seems to be stalling out and depleting. But yeah, very nice position right here. As you can see, I literally only entered 2 0.5 lots, so 1 lot total on my account. This is a live personal account. Yeah, very good start to personal account trading. $500 to 1.5k, over 100% of the account flipped. So yeah, I'm probably gonna close this out pretty soon, secure about 1.5k profit. And then yeah, like I said, you guys will see $500 to 10k flipped within whatever time frame the markets allow me to, but it's a good start to it. Also, on an unrelated note, I took this US30 long on, it's just my TFT account, I'm not gonna lie. I was at dinner and I didn't want to enter my FTMO or anything because it was just not really the best position, and it's counter trend, so I don't really trade it. But I thought, fuck it, I've still got this TFT account active. If you guys know from back in the day, they did actually send me my last payout. I still think they're a shit company and I don't trust them at all, so it's just more my fuck about account. But yeah, just fuck it, went ahead and took it. I'm currently up UK USD on the account. So yeah, we'll see. For some reason, even though I'm up fucking 2k USD, they're still about to like margin call me here, which is like some actual bullshit, because yeah, they're just it's a terrible firm. The stock exchange pushed it up. I was about to get wicked out, but luckily I'm not account with my stop loss, so bosh, that is pretty much it. Just been sitting there, literally about to scran into some cinnamon buns that you can see down here, and the trade, as you can see right there, up 1.5k, so $500 to $2,000. in about like an hour and a bit. Look at fucking gold, mate. Look at that. Look at the entry. She only entered 2 0.5 lots, 1 lot total. Like I said, the account flip is coming soon. Yeah, not really much else to say on it. Look, bro, still pushing 1.6k, 1.7k. Fucking hell, gold's ripping. 1.8. It's coming very, very. Yeah, oh, 1.8. Look at gold, bro. Look at the volume. Look at the volume, lads. Oh, even US30 is going as well on the other trade right here. So that is up. Oh, 2.9, almost 3k. TFT is still like fucking margin me. Yeah, anyway, it's gonna scroll into some cinnamon rolls and watch some TV with the boys and beat my meat. Right, boys, not sure if you man can hear me. We're currently here at a little beach club, just grabbing a little drink, a little date night dinner. You get me? Pan over there, camera woman. You guys have been asking for a girlfriend reveal. You've seen her in the background of a few clips, so here it is.
Ooh, look at my nails. Aren't my nails really nice and pretty?
Quick little update for the vlog here. I'm getting a trim from the boy. Yes, sir, quick trim. If you're ever in Bali, come hit him up on WhatsApp. The dude actually cut Central T's hair the other day. That's where I found him on TikTok. Check him out on TikTok. But yeah, trim so far, looking cold. I might get a little bit more taken off the top, but very, very fresh, bro. Come straight to the villa. All of that good shit right here. Looking right now at a potential NASDAQ long. Not gonna lie, market is looking a bit dry, but I've just been trading a little bit more aggressively as of recent, and it's sort of been playing out in my favor. Obviously, you guys saw that live account trade that I took literally yesterday on gold. A little bit more aggressive than I typically do, and I don't even trade gold, but you get me. Your boy's stepping out a little bit of the shell. But yeah, just wanted to come on here and just briefly like talk to you guys about gratitude a little bit, and like, yeah, maybe you can skip the next 1 minute segment, but this is actually like real shit. It's really important. And while I was sitting there getting my trim, I was talking to this guy, and he's like, he's a young geezer as well, bro. He's 20 years old, and he's been out here hustling. He's born in Indonesia. He's been working for a few years, trying to do social media, trying to grind. And I obviously found him through TikTok because he was cutting Central C's hair, which is like a bit of a mad crossover. And he was telling me like he got that completely based off of like luck, and it just sort of happened randomly, innit? But it's like, bro, that guy's dream is just to leave Indonesia. Like, he just wants to travel the world and see more of what is out there, and he hasn't been able to leave Indonesia. And it's like, bro, even the average English person that doesn't work and doesn't grind, doesn't do anything, has at least been able to go on a little typical holiday to like Spain or Portugal and just like leave their home country and experience something else. And it's like, bro, you don't understand. There's people out here that are genuinely hustling, grinding their fucking arse off, that don't have the same opportunities that you have, that don't have the same access to money that you have, and they're working 50 times harder to achieve their dreams than you are. And it's like, bro, you would actually be disrespectful and like you'd be a cunt to not be going at it with all the opportunity that you have, bro. If you're blessed enough, lucky enough to grow up and live in a first world country, and you have access to the internet and access to social media, and like you're in this money-making entrepreneur space, bro, like you owe it not only to yourself, but to all the other people in the third world countries that are out here hustling to go get your bag up, bro. You know what I'm saying? And this is not even like a patronizing sentiment, but it's just like, it puts it into perspective, bro, that like you are blessed, you're lucky, bro. Don't piss away your blessing. Don't let that go to waste when there's other people who, if they had even 5% of the blessings that you have, would be actively working so much harder and be achieving more, but they just got unlucky where they spawned in at. Like, real shit, that's what it comes down to. Got unlucky, they spawned in at the wrong area, they can't do anything about it, but they're still playing with the cards that they were dealt to hustle and fucking go harder. You know what I'm saying? So yeah, just keep that in your mind, bro, as a reminder to just keep fucking hustling and stay grateful, innit? But yeah, anyways, bosh, that is it. I might show you guys a trade breakdown of the trade that I took on gold. But yeah, hopefully you guys are enjoying the vlog up until now. Subscribe to the fucking channel if you're not, bro. If you're watching this and you watch my past 3 vlogs and you rate the channel, subscribe. All right, boys, so just a little update to the vlog. We're just about to go to open house. It's our new favorite spot, bro. It's where everyone goes, pulls up to. We've got the whole fucking community out here and stuff, and then that. But yeah, we're about to go open house. It's a spot where you get to like build your own food. We've been rinsing it out because you're proper autistic, proper stacking the macros on a bulk and thing. I'll show you when we pull up. A little influencer spot, you get me? Yeah, I don't know where this is at in the vlog. I don't know what's going on in the vlog, but we'll see. we'll see when I come to edit it. Future Daniel, let me know in it if we even include this segment. But yeah, we're going to open house right now. Placed my order right here, as you might have seen earlier, and yeah, bro, I'm actually so excited to scran this down. But it's actually my favorite spot in Bali at the moment. If you're here and you're trying to bulk or you're trying to just eat healthily and good food, bro, come to open house. The real banging spot. Food has just arrived. Let me show you what we got. Scrambled egg, avocado, beef mince, bacon, beef patty, cheese, organic raw honey, and some grass-fed butter. So you know, man's gonna just dash that there. Ooh. Douse that shit in honey. Open house, bro. See me looking like I'm on fucking roids in a few months. It might be because I'm on peptides, but it's because of these meals as well. Just finished up the food right there, absolutely scrammed it down. I'm not gonna lie, bro, it's a solid like 1.8 thousand calories. If I can get like 2 of these meals in a day, bro, I promise you in 3 months I'm gonna be absolutely fucking massive. Sylvia behind the camera got defeated by a slice of toast like an avocado.
Propaganda.
Look at this, bro. You have to get a little takeaway box. I remember those days where I had to like get takeaway box.
Do VAR.
VAR.
Bigger meal.
VAR, yeah, he got more food and he couldn't finish it. He had to dash a bunch of it. I'm down to 1 fucking slice of watermelon and the rest of my protein shake, which will be necked in the next 5 minutes. After this, some stuffed deep fried Oreos and a solid 2-hour power nap before we do anything. Right, boys, and as promised, here's a trade breakdown of the gold position and also the Nasdaq long that I took that resulted in over $4,000 profit total. Let me show you the gold position first. This was on a live account flip. As you can see right there, I ended up closing out that total trade for $1.8 thousand profit, which means my $500 deposit that I initially put into the account is now worth, I'm not sure if you can see it right there, $2.3 thousand. So yeah, to be honest, it's a pretty good start to the account flip series. You guys are gonna be seeing over the coming weeks me turning this $500 into over $10,000, hopefully, and withdrawing some of that money out the market. So let me know down below what you think I should be doing with the account flip once I get it to 10K. And yeah, we'll kind of just see when it gets there. But cool, let's get into the gold position. Now, as you guys know, if you've been following the channel, I don't usually trade gold. Now, you might be asking, why did you decide to trade gold? Well, the reason is at the time, the US indices were at a very, very consolidated point. There was no clear structure, no clear sentiment, and the volume was pretty bad in the market. So if I didn't have positions to take on my regular funded, it didn't really make sense for me to take a trade on the personal account, you know what I'm saying? But I have been experimenting with gold a little bit more, and gold is notorious for being volatile. It's also notorious for allowing you to enter small lot sizes, but still maximize on gains. And that's why if you look at all the Nigerian guys and all the people who've been doing these crazy account flips, they usually be trading gold. And the reason behind that is because you can utilize leverage a lot higher on gold than you can on US indices. US 30 and NAS, for example, if you deposit with a large majority of brokers, dependent on your leverage, you won't even be able to actually enter a decent lot size enough for you to flip an account when your account is under $500. So my plan is to get this to around maybe 5K USD, and I can flip back to trade the US indices. But more or less, it's the same system, same strategy, and it's all based off the same knowledge of the market and how price action moves. So let me go ahead and break it down for you. Now again, just before I show you exactly what happened, starting from a daily time frame, I really want to clarify this is not my typical strategy, and the way in which you trade this on the US indices differs ever so slightly, but again, the principle is the same. And this is what I mean when I say that you are the trading strategy ultimately. Once you've been trading a system for long enough, you build up a certain discretion around how price action moves and what considers a high probability position. So you can take that knowledge and apply it to various instruments and usually replicate a similar sort of result. Again, I do not recommend this by any means. If you're a beginner trader, you shouldn't be doing this. Focus on getting funded, focus on stacking payouts. But at a certain point, once you have a high level of experience in the market, you can get a little bit more aggressive with it and really utilize your skill set. So right here, starting off in the daily time frame, you can see that gold has been in a mass consolidation for months and months and months. Now, gold heavily correlates with DXY, so the dollar index. When the dollar index goes short, usually gold goes long, vice versa. Now, on the past 3 days, at the time that I was traded this, DXY or Dixie was in a very, very bearish market. Price was headed much, much lower, and it was giving gold a little bit more bullish momentum. Now, we're still in a consolidated market, but as you can see right here on the back end of this bearish, we left a little point of structure right here. And what did price do? Well, it still failed to break the swing daily low. And then right here on the Friday candle, we had a super strong bullish sentiment candle that closed above structure here to the left. So again, it might not be super clear to you guys if you're a little bit newer to trading. However, this in and of itself is actually a market structure shift, which puts price back in a bullish sentiment market. Now, it's not a strong bullish sentiment market, given the overall behavior, but isolating this small piece of price action and correlating with DXY meant that we were probable to be going long, and the lower time frame was looking very, very nice as well. So I was like, cool. I zoomed in. On an hourly time frame, you can see we have a lot of bullish momentum right here. Price has clearly broken the structure here to the left. We've got very, very strong impulsives, again from the Friday. And then we enter this little consolidation where price is essentially printing a little key level above and below. Now there's two spots you could have drawn a key level from right here. You could have looked at the structural low, which would have made a lot of sense. However, at the point that came to trade price, we were already way up here, so I couldn't use the structural low. The next zone would have been the structural high, because it's simple. When you're in consolidation, it's a high zone and a low zone, and it's up to you to see, do I trade the high or do I trade the low? Because we're in a bullish market, the higher zone made a lot more sense. And at the time in which I opened up price action, we were already up here, and price was actually on the other side on the 1 p.m. candle retesting structure. So it made sense for a bullish continuation. Now scaling in a little bit further to a 15-minute, what do we see? Well, again, the zone was respected. We can clearly see there's a key level being printed right here. Price broke above the zone and retested. Again, you guys know I trade a break and retest. This is a break and retest, just in a slightly different context due to the higher time frame looking the way that it looked, but the lower time frame still makes a lot of sense. Bear in mind, I intended for this to be a very small scalp. And let me just be 100% real with you and 100% transparent. This was a straight gamble. An account flip, trying to flip $500 to over 2 grand is a gamble. It's not something that's repeatable. And if you made me try and do it 10 times in a row, bro, I'd probably end up blowing a few of those accounts and not every single position would hit profit. Furthermore, I don't even know what my win rate would be in that scenario because I haven't tested it. But I'm sitting here letting you know, like I can sit here and gas myself up and be like, yeah, I do this. And like, bro, it was a gamble. It was a gamble. And I essentially risked the whole $500 to see if I could flip it to this amount. But again, lower time frame was looking good. We had a break, we had a retest, price tapped back in. And this was around 1:30 once New York opened up and had a good amount of volume. Now scaling in further to a 5-minute, what did we see? Well, again, we had that break of structure, the retest, a very, very small depletion. Now you may not consider this depletion, but because it's gold, and when gold has a lot of volume, it doesn't tend to stall out and it tends to have very large extension moves. I knew that if we're in a bullish market and price is gonna have that extension, we're not gonna stall out for too long and we're just gonna have that big push. Now the key difference here between the position I took here on gold and what I usually take on US 30 and NAS is that usually after the depletion, you'd wait for a strong sentiment candle, a little secondary retest, and then you enter offer the change of character. Now, again, because this is gold and I'm very familiar with the behavior of gold, I knew that there was a very strong chance that we weren't gonna get a secondary change of character and that price would have just started rocketing and I would miss the position if I waited for that. So I made a discretionary decision in the moment to enter based off of this strong sentiment candle, knowing full well that after I entered, there was a very decent chance that price could have just dumped on me and we could have just had a little corrective and continued lower. But I was basing it off of the higher time frame, the fact that we had good volume and the correlation very heavily with DXY, the fact that it was melting at this current point in time. So I went ahead and entered the position, stop loss just below structure. Bear in mind, because I was risking a full 1 lot on the position, pretty much if price retraced to like around about this zone, I would have been margin called anyway and lost the full $500. So this stop loss is actually low-key a fake stop loss because yeah, I didn't even have the account balance to hold out that full stop loss because like I said, it was a very aggressive gamble. So I'm just being honest with you guys right here. Cool, so I entered on the basis that we're gonna at least break the structural high here to the left. And what did price do? Well, I entered here on this candle while it was retracing. Entered, got a very nice entry to be honest. I got very lucky with the entry and the spread was pretty solid on the broker I'm using. And then price immediately went to the upside. And literally right here, after 10 minutes of being in the position, after we broke above the structural high, I immediately went ahead and covered my risk, moving my stop loss to break even on the basis that even though it's just a small amount, it's $500, it's still always good to practice risk management and just to protect the account. And I was like, cool, we've broken above the structural high, we had a 15-minute closure. There's no real purpose in going ahead and leaving the risk open because it looks good. So cool, that happened. And as you can see, the rest of the trade, we just had straight bullish momentum. At this point right here, I was heavily debating closing out the trade because price was stalling out, but I still felt like we had a little bit more volume left in the market. And I was also riding my bike back to the villa. And literally by the time I got back, I ate that cinnamon roll that you guys saw earlier. Price had these two strong impulsive candles. I was gonna consider holding it past this point, but I was like, bro, I've already 4x this account. I've turned $500 into over 2K. Let me not be greedy, because there's no end to greed. And with that same mentality, I would infinitely hold it until it just retraces back on me. So I was like, cool, it's a good start, close it, take your profit, don't be greedy, Daniel. This is why I always usually target a 1 to 2 in my trading. And as you can see, and this is also, again, I'm being 100% honest with you guys, pure luck, that when I closed it, it happened to be the high of the movement. So it's not like I predicted, like, yeah, price is exactly gonna turn around here. It was just coincidence. I happened to close it here. I was happy with my profits, and then price immediately started retracing and coming back. So yeah, that was pretty much the gold trade. A little bit more ambiguous and a little bit more on the discretionary side, but the same principles still apply. And as you guys can see, still essentially the same setup. Daily time frame narrative, an hourly key level around New York session, a point of interest on a 15 that was respected, a break, a retest, depletion, no change of character, but then the continuation higher. Arguably, you could say that this right here on this candle would have been the change of character. So if you're waiting for the mechanical plan, this could have been your entry, and it would have just been a slightly different RR. And yeah, boom, that was it. And then real quick right here regarding the NASDAQ trade that I took that resulted in over $2,000 profit on my live ACG funded account. As you can see, structure was bullish, sentiment was also bullish. On the slightly weaker sentiment side due to the past 2 candles leaving these little rejections and a little bit of exhaustion, but you can quite clearly see that price is in a bullish market and we're headed to the upside. As you're scaling further to an hourly time frame, what did I see? Well, I saw price stalling out right here. I went ahead and drew in an hourly key level. Now you might be asking, why is my hourly key level drawn here? But simply because around New York session, which is when you should start doing your analysis if you trade my strategy, I just went ahead and identified the structural swing low. Not this swing low, because I know that price is not going to have that deep of retracement if we're in a bullish market, so it doesn't make sense. So I went ahead and identified the little relative swing low on an hourly time frame, scaled in further to a 15-minute. Bear in mind, I ended up looking at price action late here, so I missed the actual New York open candle. And at the time that I saw it, we were round about here on this candle. So what I saw is price was leaving this big ass depletion, where essentially we were leaving a lot of liquidity, a lot of equal lows. Stock exchange opened up and naturally it went, swiped the lows, and it also went up and swiped the highs. Very, very, very typical stock exchange behavior. It just happens from time to time. Price will leave liquidity to the downside, liquidity to the upside. Price will swipe, and then have the movement. So I knew at this point we were at a pretty good point to have the actual extension for the day. Scaled in even further to a 5-minute, and I noticed again the same key level still being respected. We have a long exaggerated 5-minute depletion. Within the 5-minute depletion, we're creating little microstructure right here, because all of these candles are little points of highs and lows. So creating little microstructure within the depletion. And then this candle right here was my strong sentiment closure. I was confident on this that we're going to have an extension. US 30 was also correlating at the time. So I entered on this candle, stop loss just below the lows. Again, notice how I didn't take the piss and have it right here on the wick. Even though in hindsight I could have, it's always good to give price a little bit of breathing room, just because if you look here to the left, we're leaving very long, exaggerated, extended wicks, and I just didn't want to get stopped out for no reason. So I took that trade. I actually entered a 50 lot, and I clicked it twice, and price jumped me, and it entered 100 lots. This is on my 300K. Bear in mind, I can enter up to 120 lots on my 300K because it's a large account size, but I didn't mean to do it. So I entered it, and literally within the same candle, price started pushing, and we closed above these highs to the left. At this point, I shut my first position, not because it was at TP, but because it was a mistake on my end. And this is just some general advice for you guys. If you ever accidentally enter twice your position sizing, don't leave the position sizing open. If you accidentally over leverage, it's very easy to get into that mentality of, whoa, if this hits take profit, I'm gonna double my TP, I'm gonna make way more money. And again, you get into that greedy mentality. But I've learned over the past 6 years of my trading that greed is never a good emotion to have in the market, and you need to cut it out immediately because it never helps you in your decision making. So I cut it out right here. The first trade was like $800 profit. And then as you can see, we failed to break the structural higher multiple times. I was on a live call at this point with my academy, and I literally said, if we don't break it on this next 15-minute candle closure, I'm gonna go ahead and close out. In Bali time, it was around like 11 p.m. I was super tired after the gym. So I was like, cool, I'm up $2,000. My payout day is tomorrow. Price is failing to break the high. We've got no volume. And I went ahead and just closed out the total position. And around here, it was pretty much like 1 RR. And I closed out for like $2,000. And as you can see, price did actually end up breaking the structural higher on the next candle, and then immediately broke back in, and it would have break even been anyway. So yeah, that was the trade. Very, very simplified trade breakdown. Again, if you guys want to learn more, like, you can always go ahead and hop in the academy. I have way more detailed breakdowns, and you guys will be seeing me taking this trade live in real time, understand my thought process, understand my analysis. And even if you can't attend the calls live in real time, I always record them and you can watch them after the fact. So yeah, if you want to learn a little bit more on that end, you know where it's at. Obviously, no stress. But yeah, that's pretty much it, lads. Hope you guys enjoyed the vlog. Apologies for the stuttering, and it took me so long to get this vlog out because it's just been so mental these past few weeks. But I've got so much more content coming. I'm going up to the jungle next week to Ubud. I'm going to continue this account flip series. I'm going to hopefully stack another payout, and I've got so much more shit coming. Much love. I appreciate anyone who made it this far in the video. Drop a comment, please, if you enjoyed the video. It really motivates me to keep like stepping this shit up. And yeah, that's enough stuttering from me. Much love, my people. I'm out.